Hello everyone. So I'm going to show you a few things about working with leaf textures in Maya with the Arnold shader. Um, I'm just going to show you what I have here. This is a tree that I made with the Paint Effects tool. Just going to modeling. I used it by using Get Brush. But those of you who know this, here maybe I'll just go ahead and do a new one. I'm using that one. And I'm just going to make one. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to center its pivot and pull it up. Okay, so just know that you have to translate that into a, from a paint effect into a polygon. You might lose any animation that's with it, but okay, so the way you do that is to modify convert paint effects to polygons, and you can check, but it's pretty simple. And then you can get rid of the original strokes just to keep your Maya from getting too heavy. But let's take look at the ones I've already made, because I've already altered the leaf there. I put a new material here as bark, and it's just got a color. But then the leaves, you may have to find the leaf image in your Maya folder. I can show you in a minute, but it's just looks like that. So that's good. But you can't just do that because you also have to deal with its transparency. So here's I named this material, which is an AI standard leaves. So that's the color. I'm going to turn down the specularity so it's not shiny. And then I'm going to look under geometry, and you can see I also attached it to the opacity map. I made an opacity map, and in this program, you need to have an opacity map for transparency, which is a black and white version, with the white being the positive, the black being so the black being what's going to be invisible. I also, just to test it out, I also showed, I was playing around with one that had like a gray scale here to create a little bit of transition there. But you don't need to do that. I was just playing around with it. So the way you do this anyway is, let's go to this one that we have here. We can see that it's got just a shader on it. It's a Phong. I'm going to replace that with a AI standard. Click on Arnold, AI standard. I'm going to turn down the specularity, and then I have to look for, I already have it, but I'm just going to show you where I found it, the leaf material. I looked in my Maya folder because I found the path to this. To be honest, I can't remember now where I found the path, but I think it's going to be in here. Let's see, let me just look at where that is. Autodesk Applications Maya. And I know this is a little odd, but you actually have to look inside the application right here. You can see it's 3.53 gigabytes, so it has some materials in there, which you can't see unless you look inside of it. And the way to do that is to right mouse click. This is on a Mac, show package contents, and then we can find the, might be brush images, I think. And let's look for the Kia, right there. Okay, it's an IFF, which you can't see unless you open it with, I'm going to open it with Photoshop. I'm going to just drag it into my Photoshop. Well, here, I'll go open with other, and I'll choose Photoshop here, just so you can see what I'm doing. Adobe Photoshop, open, and that might take a second to open. But anyway, so IFF is just a image format that Maya uses. So while that opens up, we could okay, there we are. So there it is. And I'm just going to export that as a, here's my Photoshop. I'm going to export it as a, I don't know if you can see that, but export it as a JPEG. Actually, you can just export it as a JPEG because this isn't going to deal with the transparency there. So, and you want to export it in the proper folder, which for me would be here, source images. but I already have that. I exported it as a PNG, that's fine too. So I'm just gonna cancel out of it, but I just wanted to show you that that's what I did. Okay, so, and then I opened up, I made a opacity version by just creating a black background. I have black as my color and then just dragging it underneath that. And then with this layer, you just create a color overlay of white. Okay. And there you have your transparency or your opacity map, and you can export that. You don't want it to be an IFF, I don't think, but you can export that as a, go to file, and you could do a PNG if you want, or even a JPEG because it works with the black and white. But let's do PNG just to be safe. But anyways, I'm not going to do that because I already have it. So I'm just going to, all I have to do here is attach what I already have, which is the file. I'll find it hopefully in, yeah, here it is. There's my positive, the green. But just to show you what I mean, I'm going to turn back on my my Skydome light, and just to show you, let's compare the two. One has an opacity map, the other one doesn't. You can see here that this has those green leaves on it, green picture, but it doesn't have the opacity map, while this one does. Here, I'll just zoom in so you can see what I mean. Maybe we'll make this light a little bigger so it shines on those as well. Let's go in close. We can see that it's got the image, but not the transparency, while these do have a transparency. Okay, so let's take a look there. So the thing we need to add then, this one already has it. It has the opacity map. We just need to add that here to this one that we just added here. Okay, we could have done this in a quicker way, but I'm just showing you. File, image name, and then we're going to apply that black and white opacity. Oops, not that, but that. Okay, and now it should work. Let's go up here to Arnold, and now you see it works. The other way I could have done that was as faster, and here I'll do it with the down here. You can see now I have this shader that's a little bit, it's a ramp shader. It's kind of complex. You could keep it, or I can apply the existing bark shader, which I have here. So I'll show you how to do that. Click on it, right mouse click, and go down to existing, and just look for your bark shader. I could have done, oops, I could have done the same thing with my leaves. Right mouse click, go to existing, oops, sorry, right mouse click, existing material, and look for the leaves Kia, which is what's here. Okay, and then of course you can double check that they still work. All right, so that's how that works. For those of you who have trees that you downloaded, if you're using an AI standard surface, you have to use the opacity map here as opposed to like somewhere else, because if it was a PNG, you would put it somewhere else. So anyways, that's where that is, and I hope it helps.